This spin tutorial is provided by the University at Buffalo's Office of Research Advancement. In this tutorial, I will show you how to do a text search, as well as demonstrate how to email or bookmark a funding opportunity within the SPIN database. SPIN allows for three types of searches: text, keyword, and advanced search. Remember, your preferences or filters will apply to searches you perform. A text search will respond to whatever words or phrases you enter, much like doing a Yahoo or Google search on your computer. And much like searching on Yahoo or Google, SPIN uses the same Boolean operators, which are certain words that, when included in a search, can make searches more precise. The most common Boolean operators are and, or, and not. For example, if you type in stem cell, it will automatically search the database for any opportunity with the word stem and cell in it. However, if you change the search logic to or in capitals to search for stem or cell, it will search the database for funding opportunities with stem or cell in them. And if you type in a term in quotation marks, it will look for that exact phrase in the database. Let's search by using an exact phrase stem cell. Now, regardless of the type of search you perform, the text, keyword, or advanced, you will see the same type of results page as we have here. Here you will see we have 190 opportunities that resulted from this exact phrase search. The information provided in your results include the SPIN ID, opportunity title, sponsor name, sponsor number, deadline date, funding amount, bookmark, and then this is a box you would check if you are interested in exporting one or more funding opportunities. You can adjust the way the information is presented by dragging one of the categories to the top bar. So if you're interested, by dragging the sponsor name, it will now categorize this by sponsor name. This may be very helpful when looking for a specific funder or a specific due date. You may also have it subsort by selecting a second category. So now it's sorting by sponsor name and then deadline date. Now let's take a look at one of the funding opportunities. By clicking on the funding opportunity title, you will get a pop-up box that will feature several headers as you scroll down, starting with the overview that includes the deadline date, funding level, eligibility, program information, which is a link to the full funding announcement, synopsis, and program objectives. We recommend reading both of these sections for relevancy and to see what this agency is looking to fund. The eligibility header. This section will provide information on who or what is able to apply to this type of funding opportunity. Funding section. This tells us the sponsor's funding guidelines. Deadline will provide needed information about the sponsor's deadline. And here, the sponsor section provides us a way to contact the sponsor and a link to learn more about this funding opportunity. Finally, the keyword section. This is SPIN's parent company InfoEd Global's way of categorizing research opportunities in the database. These will not necessarily be the same as your disciplinary interest or the types of words you could use to describe your research, but should give an idea of how SPIN classifies a funding opportunity. You may use these keywords to look for relevant, similar funding opportunities. Users have the ability to email individual funding opportunities to themselves as an HTML or a plain text file by selecting email in the header. You may also bookmark this opportunity, which will save this specific funding opportunity until you choose to remove it from your bookmark list. You can create a curated list of individual programs that you want to refer to later simply by clicking this bookmark button. It will give you the option to create a new listing or assign a funding opportunity to a pre-existing list. Simply click Save, and the funding opportunity will be assigned as you want it. The option to bookmark programs is very helpful if you need to create a curated list for a colleague, a student, or some of your research staff. It can also be helpful if you're reviewing funding opportunities quickly and you simply want to save things to come back to later, but you don't want to have to run the search all over again. Note, you cannot set up funding alerts or email notifications for bookmark lists, though this option is available for your saved searches, which I will show you in a bit. When we go back to the search result page, you will notice a couple of options are available. Whenever you perform a search, you will have an option in any type of search to save that search. This allows you to name this search so that you can run this again at any time in the future without having to change anything about your active filters. You can also set up preferences for email updates. HTML or plain text, and if you'd like daily or weekly updates. Note that the alerts would only include updates and revisions, not the full list we see here. Saving searches can save you a lot of time in the future, so you don't have to start over if you find a combination of search terms or phrases that work for you. Saving the search saves all of the filters and options you had active at the time of that search, and those same filters will apply every time that Spin looks and sends you notifications and updates. You may also export the results of a search. You have the option to export any or some of the funding opportunities in this list either to Microsoft Excel or Microsoft Word, and can be either in a summary or detailed report. You can choose the number of opportunities to export. I can have Spin export everything that you see on this first page, but it won't export every single opportunity that the search found, just the first 25, 50, or 100 that I have showing on the first screen. However, I can use these check boxes on the side to tell Spin that I only want to pick 2, 5, or however many searches I would like to export. Many prefer to export a detailed summary report to Microsoft Word because it's a little bit easier to read visually and looks much closer to what the results page looks like here. A reminder, search results will look the same regardless of whether you do a text search, keyword search, or advanced search, and you'll be able to save your searches, bookmark your programs, or export funding opportunities the same way regardless of the type of search.